Naguulat mula sa shore na kasing pretty ko.
Bringing you the latest and greatest.
And diving deep into the cool waters
of BLs and GLs.
And every kind of love there is.
We are the Shippers.
Sail with us as we watch our favorite queer love story.
And update you about the latest every week.
Kaya tara, sakay na as we sail the open seas.
With new episodes Mondays and Wednesdays on all major podcast streaming platforms.
Sakay na you. Let's go.
The views, takes, and opinions expressed on this show are of the host's own and do not represent the views, takes, and opinions of the Bunk Collective and its affiliates. Material and sources mentioned in this episode is for general and commentary purposes only. This episode might include strong language and may not be suitable for children. Listener discretion is advised. Stay safe and stay wrestle, everyone. Welcome to the show.
Welcome to your unfiltered Tagalog Wrestling Podcast. And this is the MTV Show Podcast, a wrestling podcast. Ayan. So, first thing foremost, here on the show this week, we are sending our condolences to the family of Ken Cypher as her mother died earlier this week. So, in behalf of the show and the whole Bong Collective family, we are sending our condolences to the family of Ken Cypher. Sobrang pinagdarasal ko po ang inyong pamilya at siya na po ay she will rest in peace. Ayun. So, bago tayo magpatuloy sa ating regular programming on this special complimentary episode natin ngayong linggo. So, pag-usapan muna natin yung mga marami-raming bagay. So, on this episode, we are recording this episode on the day of MWF Noche Buena. So, di na ako magpe-predictions ng Noche Buena kasi on the spot na to, day na to ng Noche Buena. So, kung i-release ko to, wala nang sense. Kasi airing na yung Noche Buena, probably habang kayo ay nakikinig sa akin ngayon, habang sinasabi ko kung ano yung prediction ko ngayon, sa akin na lang yun. Pero, sabihin ko naman kung totoo ba o nagkatotoo ba yung prediction ko, na feeling ko hindi na baka manalo ang oro plata mata. Yun lang naman ang prediction ko, oro plata mata might win the MWF title. And medyo naglilining ako obviously kay JDL, Jake De Leon. If nasa All-Star yung mananalo, feeling ko it's possibly still Fabio. Pero medyo mas nangingibabaw talaga si Jake De Leon talaga yung mananalo sa MWF Noche Buena. Kung gusto niyo mapanood yon, syempre panoorin niyo na lang sa Gank o kaya sa Rock of Manila once it airs soon. Once it airs soon. So, ipabangan niyo na lang yung MWF Noche Buena sa Gank o sa iba pang platforms ng MWF. Ayun lang naman. So, first thing foremost, maraming salamat sa lahat ng nakikinig sa The MT Show Podcast, a wrestling podcast, especially on Spotify since Spotify now released their annual Spotify Wrapped. So, maraming salamat sa lahat ng nakikinig at sumusuporta sa podcast. Yung mga may haters, sa mga kupal, akala mo mga tao sa internet, mga titintubol. Ayun. So, sana supportahan nyo pa din tong MT Show. Ayun, yun lang naman. Sana kayo ay sumuporta lang. Huwag nyong isipin yung mga diputa na akala mo may alam. Wala mo palang alam. Ayun, isa pa na gusto kong i-mention and i-acknowledge. Itong episode na to is a very, very follow-up lang on our Survivor Series War Games episode na originally dapat 2 oras yun. Pero ewan ko kung ano nangyari sa katawan ko that day. Ayun guys, especially maraming salamat pa din sa mga nakikinig sa show, mapa YouTube man yan, Spotify, Apple Podcast, sa iba pang podcast platforms, and on the podcast app. Maraming salamat sa inyong pagtitiwala sa podcast, especially on YouTube and Spotify, lalo na sa mga nakikinig through Spotify podcasts, lalo na yung mga nakasama sa mga top na yan sa Spotify Rap. So sana naman i-share nyo naman yung Spotify Rap niya sa akin para masapa ko kayo ng isa sa Noche Buena. Ayun na nga, hindi na tayo magpapatagal. So, umpisa na natin tong episode na to. Kasi ito yung pinaka-na-miss ko sa last episode. So, ito yung Continental Classic. So, they released the whole lineup for this year's Continental Classic. And in progress na to currently, the finals of this tournament will take place at World's End, with the winner will get the Ring of Honor World Title, the AEW Continental Champion, and the Strong Openweight Championship. So ito yung paglalabanan basically ng lahat ng mga candidates at participants ng buong tournament. So also itong champion na mapapasali o maaabutan ng Continental Classic next year. So, ito yung automatic kasali na rin sa susunod na Continental Classic next year. So, ito yung format ng tournament sa mga di nakakaalam. Ang format ng tournament na to is a two group blocks, as may blue and gold league with 6 wrestlers in each bracket. So, merong 20-minute time limit. So, 3-point system for a win, 1 for a draw, and 0 for a loss. No one is allowed at the ringside. Violation of this rule may result in a 1-point deduction. The top 2 wrestlers in each group progress to the league finals on the 27th edition of Dynamite this December. And the 2 group winners will advance to the finals at World's End, with the winner of the final will become the Intercontinental Triple Crown Champion. Medyo magulo. Pero okay. So ito na yung progress ng tournament so far. So Swerve Strickland defeated Jay Lethal, Jay White defeated Rush, and Jon Moxley defeated Mark Briscoe on the 22nd episode of Dynamite. So Collision, Claudio Castagnoli defeated Daniel Garcia, Brody King defeated Eddie Kingston. 29th episode of Dynamite, Jon Moxley defeated Jay Lethal, Rush defeated Mark Briscoe, Swerve Strickland defeated Jay White. So may nagsasabi sa akin maganda daw yung Swerve versus Jay White. That was a really good match. Then Collision, so Claudio versus Brody King, Bryan Danielson versus Eddie Kingston. Wow, that was a really good match that we need to look forward. And Daniel Garcia versus Andrade El Idolo. Also, to add, meron pang ilang episodes. So, magtutuloy yon sa Montreal, sa Texas, then sa Oklahoma, sa San Antonio, also in Orlando, yung semis, yung finals sa World's End pay-per-view, which is the red, the gold versus the blue, with the winner will get the tournament win and the Triple Crown Championship. So ito yung standings as we speak. So Jon Moxley 2-0, score niya is 6. Si Swerve 2-0, 6. Jay White 1-1, 3. Rush 1-1, 3. Jay Lethal 0-2, Mark Briscoe 0-2. So Brody King 1-0, Claudio 1-0, Andrade 0, Danielson 0, Daniel Garcia 0-1, Eddie Kingston 0-1. So nasa social media na naman ng AEW yung buong details, yung mga bracket ng tournament, ando naman lahat. So doon na lang natin i-check lahat ng details about the Continental Classic. So far ako, ang opinion ko lang sa Continental Classic ay medyo ayos naman siya. It's a new tournament, medyo masaya sa mata na may tournament ulit si AEW na ganito ka-huge. Pero on the way they presented the rewards, medyo nabiwisit ako doon, Nedge. Hindi ako natutuwa sa rewards talaga ng Continental Classic. Last week pa lang sinasabi ko na to sa inyo na nabibuwisit ako on the reward. Kung magkakaroon lang din ng reward for the Continental Classic, like what I said on the last episode, na pinag-usapan natin yon, dapat diniretso na lang nila as MJF opponent. So, mga susunod na lalabanan ni MJF. Ang ganda sana nun, di ba? Hindi yung magbibigay ka pa ng bagong championship para lang dito sa tournament na to. Parang basically, gagawin nyo lang ding Orange Cassidy belt itong Continental title. Pero the idea naman of forming a new championship will always be nice in AEW. However, there's a lot of titles na in AEW. So, medyo din natin kailangan ng isa pang mid-card title eh. Yun ang problema ng AEW. Sobrang inconsistent mag-book ng title pictures except sa TNT title. TNT title is definitely the most consistent one so far in the television. So, yun yung wala akong problema. Salamat Christian Cage. Pero, ayun, aside from that, yung picture talaga sa ibang titles ni AEW, let's include the word title, medyo magulo. Medyo magulo talaga at nabibwisit ako kung gaano kagulo yung title picture ng AEW if titingnan nyo siya in a bigger picture. Okay, so discuss na lang natin yung mga nangyari this week on Dynamite. So we have Jon Moxley versus Jay Lethal. So ito yung match na basically na-focus sa pagkakaroon ng 2-0 ni Brian or ni Jon Moxley. So 2-0 na si Mox. So he won, then the 2 wins na siya technically. And then that was a really good win. So like actually Jay Lethal naman really deserves the push here. Pero ito yung feeling ko na ito yung mas feeling ko na kailangan talaga ni Mox manalo. And then yung B1 yung other bracket ng tournament, feeling ko mas maglilid yun in favor of Bryan Danielson. Pero regardless on that, so that was a really good tournament so far. Ayun, so Mark Briscoe versus Rush, really solid one then as well. Kasi tingin ko mas okay kaysa kay dito sa match na to kay Rush tsaka kay Mark Briscoe. So tingin ko mas okay to, sa totoo lang. And on how they presented things here on this match, mas okay na agad siya kaysa doon sa una, kina Mox at saka kay Mox at Jay Lethal. Pero regardless, ewan ko, parang nawiwirduhan ako kay Lethal, kay Mark Briscoe kasi parehas sila, hindi pa nananalo. Parehas din taga ROH na tinatarantado ngayon ng AEW sa tournament na to. But okay, so one will eventually win, but it doesn't mean or it doesn't necessarily do much for the legacy of ROH. Na sobrang important na eh. O parang importante na siya. Pero okay, regardless on that. So, also to add, Sting and Ric Flair announced that the match of Sting, the final match will take place at Revolution 2024 on March 3, 2024. Gaganapin yon sa Greensboro Coliseum in Greensboro, North Carolina. So it's a 20,000 seating capacity arena na sana mapuno ni TK. I'm really looking forward for the last match ni Sting here in wrestling business and AEW din. So, continue na natin. So, nagkaroon ng promo si MJF. So, he is basically hyping the upcoming match for the World's End pay-per-view. So, pinut over niya pa si Samoa Joe. Wow. And like, he bucked the trend and became a star in professional wrestling despite not looking like a prototypical wrestler. So, he credited Joe with his proving alternatives could exist and went as far as to show AEW would not exist without his upcoming pay-per-view opponent paving the way. But okay, I admit this thing is just weird at the same time interesting kasi yung pagpasok ko lagi nung Devil na ito, medyo interesting tong Devil na to in a extent. Hindi ko sasabihin na interesting kasi interesting yung story. Hindi yun ang case. Interesting to kasi I want to see how this thing will end on MJF's favor. Pero hindi ko rin alam kung magiging favor ba niya to o magiging favor to for Joe. Pero regardless, Joe's words about Joe is from the heart and that was a really good type of words that he said on Samoa Joe. And I wish panindigan niya to ng walang thirds, walang shit, walang putangan na. Pero ito, it was a really good solid here. And medyo hindi rin klaro sa akin ano ba yung direction ni Joe dito. Pero regardless, Joe saving MJF is nice touch here. Pero wala pa rin akong ideya. Parang ang goal lang talaga dito ni Joe, gusto niya lang 100% si MJF and that's it. Parang yun lang yung agenda niya. Ayun, tuloy natin. So, we have ano pa ba? Okay, so the title was defended PBS Julia Hart versus Emi Sakura. So, that was a really good match actually for Emi Sakura as always. And also, natuwa rin ako na na-revise yung house rules dito sa mga matches na to. The stipulation here, there will be no victory by submission. Okay, so that was a really good match. But regardless, sobrang solid and maganda ring ideya na may introduction ulit ng house rules. And that was amazing as fuck. And ganun kaganda talaga si Julia so far on her run as TNT champion. TBS, TNT tuloy. Ayun, speaking of TNT champion, so Christian Cage responded to Adam Copeland's challenge for the upcoming match on AEW Dynamite in Montreal. So he puts over there's an emphasis puts over Adam Copeland, and later on, so Copeland tried to set up MJF or Christian Cage here, and he ended with a low blow, and he mocked up Christian Cage basically here. And like, holy fuck, that was amazing, and I cannot wait for the main event of this whole show next week on Dynamite. Like, holy man, that was a really good main event. And I cannot wait to see what or how things will fold on the show on Wednesday next week on AEW Dynamite. Pero tatawa rin talaga ako. Alam nyo, yung impression ko sa bagong names ni Christian, yung mga kasama ni Christian, like si Kill Switch. Tang inang pangalan yan. Ayun. So, okay naman. It's a idea naman na panggago rin ni Christian sa mga kasama niya. Si Nick Wayne, alam kong hindi niya gagawin si Nick Wayne kasi takot siya dyan eh. Abutin tayo sa point na baka mas gagawin siya ni Nick Wayne pag nagbaliktara na sila. Pero si Luchasaurus o si Killswitch, parang wala lang sa kanya eh. Kung iisipin mo si Killswitch, wala lang. Parang wala lang kay Christian si kill switch. Ganun yung logic niya na hindi ko rin makuha bakit hindi niya din maseryoso for some reasons. But regardless, ito. So, Jay White versus Swerve Strickland. Pag-usapan natin yung main event. So, ito yung sobrang alam mong solid match na wow. Like, wow. Holy man. They are both heels, yes. But yung solid on how this match went out, on how things in their way, is just solid. I really love the match. It's parang sobrang solid. Parang nagpakita dito talaga silang dalawa parehas. Parang sobrang gandang iba to na argument na aside kay MJF, si Swerve at si Jay White, yung mga sa tingin ko, mga matitinong pangalan na pwedeng pumalit kay MJF as successor of his run, no? Pero regardless on that was a really, really good, solid presentation on both of them so far. Sobrang solid sa totoo lang ng match na to. Gusto ko lang talaga na panoorin nyo pa rin yung AEW as always. Ayun, tuloy natin yung Continental Classic. Okay lang. Okay lang talaga. So far, yung Continental Classic, yung matches na focus doon, mainly. Pero aside from that, yung selling ng sa deathmatch okay pa din. Yung promo ni MJF was fantastic. Pero medyo natatagalid ako ng konti. Happy though na medyo interesting talaga si MJF. Pero okay, that was a really good one. But overall, okay lang. So, masasabi ko okay lang. The Dynamite was okay lang. I would say not the best, but either way, it's impressive. Yun lang masasabi ko. Impressive. Okay, so news muna tayo before we go to our first commercial break. So, Mackenzie Mitchell was released by the WWE. So, in-announce ito ni Brian Turton of WrestleNomics. He said that WWE has laid off more corporate employees today, according to many people at the company. The following layoffs of more than 100 employees in September following the closing of the TKO merger. So, Mackenzie Mitchell was the NXT backstage interviewer and natapos na din. Last episode was the 28th of November of NXT then. So, today I was released by WWE. I met my husband moving cross country from Connecticut to Florida to NXT and met friends that became like family. And always said and firmly believe in when door closes, another door opens. And yun na yun. So, Vic Joseph made a statement on her release then. And yun, sobrang nakakalungkot. Mackenzie Mitchell is one of my favorite interviewers then sa WWE. Medyo masakit in a way. Kasi I really love her during her Impact run. And now following her in the WWE is no-brainer to me. Pero itong release niya sobrang sakit kasi as a Impact guy as well, medyo mataas yung impact sa akin ng release na to ni Mackenzie Mitchell. Pero like what I said here or like what we are saying here as always, we are wishing her for her future endeavors at sana makabalik siya sa Impact or TNA pagdating ng February or January. Ayoko mag-AEW siya. Mas gusto ko lang talaga mag-TNA siya. TNA has a bad backstage interviewer right now. Sana makabalik si Mackenzie Don. Wag mo na siya mag-AEW kasi fuck Renee Young. Renee Paquette. Hindi, alam nyo naman, yung AEW, mga backstage interviewer ng AEW, yun talaga mga ayaw ko talaga, yung mga hindi ko trip. Pero Mackenzie will be great in TNA once it rebrands back from Impact Wrestling. Magandang bagay si Mackenzie doon sa Impact brand. And para na rin siyang bumalik sa Impact TNA. Okay. So yun lang naman. Wala naman na tayong ibang information aside from the releases. And it's more on a normal thing since it's continuity naman ng merger between WWE and UFC sa TKO, no? So it's very normal na to see that we are getting these releases as soon as we can. Like what I said, we're giving best wishes to Mackenzie Mitchell and to everyone in the WWE na na-release din for their future endeavors as well on the company as soon as we can, as soon as we know it. Also, to take note pa, kami mga iti-take note pa tayo, wala na. Okay, good. So yan lang naman. So for now, we're just going to take a short break and pagbalik natin, pag-uusapan natin yung mga iba pang balita within the WWE. Pag-usapan din natin yung return ni CM Punk. Iisa-isahin natin yung buong promo ni CM Punk. And pag-uusapan natin yun on this whole episode, kung ano pa yung mga pwede nating i-expect on the whole WWE run ni CM Punk in my own expectation and my reality too. So for now, we're going to ask to you guys stay put until the end, and we're going to do some announcements as well for the Bash Awards 2023 para medyo mag-steady na rin tayo sa mga gagawin natin at sa mga hakbang pa natin until we end the year with the Bash Awards 2023. For now, we'll be back. We're going to take a short break, and I hope you guys can stay until the end. Let's check our bunkmates here on Bunk Collective.
Annyeong, we are One to Sarang.
Your next favorite Hallyu podcast.
We talk K-drama.
Mandaming kilig every time
Oh my God.
K-drama.
We also talk K-pop.
Yung feeling ko sa 17 na they bring me so much happiness.
And we live to entertain.
What you gonna do when Dicky steak in front of
Check us out now on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Also on YouTube. Join us sa Tawanan at Kwentuhan from One to Sarang.
Sales, profit, and engagement na naman ang usapan. Hey guys, Matt and Lance here. Corporate guys rin kami at pagod na rin kami sa ganyang usapang office. Ibahin naman natin ang mga kausap natin. Listen to guests from careers beyond the corporate scene with the Project Offbeat Career Podcast. Imagine talking to historians, gamers, teachers, and the like on how they live differently and succeed in their unconventional careers. Baka sakali, ito naman ang sign to pursue your passions. Kita-kits sa Spotify, Apple Podcast, and YouTube.
Okay, so welcome back to the Show Podcast, a wrestling podcast. So, bago tayo magpatuloy, syempre, gusto ko lang mag-plug ng Sandamakmak. So, maraming salamat din sa mga nakikinig sa atin here on the podcast. And thank you very much as well for everyone who is listening, following, viewing, subscribing sa lahat ng mga platforms natin sa podcast, mapa Facebook man yan, YouTube, sa X, sa TikTok, at sa iba pang mga social media platforms, ayun, at the MT Show Pod. Ayun. So, syempre, paki-view na rin, paki-mag-follow na rin kayo sa lahat ng social media platforms ng podcast. So, it's Facebook, Twitter or X, Instagram, TikTok, sa Threads, sa iba pang social media platforms at the MT Show Pod. Yun. So, pag-usapan natin dito is yung SmackDown na. So, it's very important to talk about SmackDown. So, first part of SmackDown, it features Damage Control was being called out Io Sky. It was called by Bianca Belair pala, mali. And she is saying na hindi pa daw siya tapos sa Damage Control. So, noticeable dito, wala si Bayley sa mga segments ng Damage Control ngayon. So, medyo klaro na din na si Bayley ay bilang na ang araw bilang member ng Damage Control. So, medyo klaro na yon sa atin based on what happened during War Games then. So, the revelation of Bayley after the commercial break that no one told her that they will head to the ring should make things very interesting when Kairi Sane battled Bailey or Belair later tonight. Pero for the continuity kasi, pero natatawa ako kasi why we are still getting fucking while we're still getting Bianca on the picture, like, duh. Why we're still getting this shit, man? Why? Why? Pero ayun, tuloy natin. Ito, medyo interesting sa akin to see Butch is also now teasing that he's almost done with Rich Holland. So, I admit, mas okay din talaga si Butch mag-solo. Mas okay din si Rich Holland na mag-solo. So, it works for both of them. Even with Sheamus, mas okay din. So, meron din siyang shift ngayon. Si Butch ay pabalik na sa Pete Dunne character. Pero, that was a really good win for Lashley on this match. And I really love both of them regarding on that. Yun lang. So, ano pa ba? Santos Escobar versus Joaquin Wilde. So basically, it's LWO versus LWO. Sobrang competitive nito, alam mo. Medyo given naman sa akin na panalo dito si Santos. Pero hindi mo kasi pwedeng i-miscredit yung si Joaquin dito. Joaquin Wilde is just amazing too. And it's just amazing. Pero alam nyo yun, kahit sabihin mo na magaling wrestler si Santos, pero hindi pa nag-explode or nag-exclude o hindi pa natin gaano nakikita yung totoong Santos Escobar. Hindi pa siya medyo dynamic, no? Pero based on what we seen in Santos Escobar and recent episodes of Pro or SmackDown, para sa tingin ko sobrang effective na nung ginagawa ni Santos. Kailangan lang talaga ng mas matinong work around, no? Pero regardless, it's working. Okay. So, yun lang. So, Logan Paul made his return on SmackDown and nag-announce siya ng tournament. So, it's another tournament. So, fucking tournament. So, it will be an 8-man tournament with the winner will fight Logan Paul next. So, tournament na to. So, it will be composed of Santos Escobar, Dragon Lee, Karrion Kross, Bobby Lashley, Grayson Waller, Austin Theory, and isa pang unnamed opponent. And Kevin Owens, of course. Sila lahat kasali sa tournament na to. Sa lahat na to, sa tournament na to. That would be great. And then, ano ba tawag dito? Itong tournament na to, medyo iba na yung pakiramdam. Kasi putangin na, daming tournament na tumatakbo. Like, meron din tournament sa AEW, medyo nakaka-off parehas ng tournament na to. Pero nako-off na rin ako ni Logan here. Pero like what I said, Logan Paul, I cannot wait to see more Logan Paul stuff in the WWE. And this is really the start of Logan Paul's run. I cannot wait. I could not wait to see more of Logan Paul here. Trust me. Mag-explode pa siya dyan. Ako na nagsabi. Okay. Continue natin dito na Bianca versus Kairi. Ayun. So, as usual, Bailey is continuously digging herself in a fucking hole. So, as expected, parang mas nagfo-focus pa rin itong mga matches na to sa pagsipa ng damage control kay Bailey. Ito talaga yung endgame. Oo. Ito talaga yung endgame na pwedeng mangyari o mangyayari talaga in the place. So, wala akong pakialam sa mga matches. Mas mag-focus na lang kayo sa posibleng story ni Bailey dito with her being kicked out of damage control. Yun lang yun. And then also, Randy Orton just signed his contract with SmackDown. And yun na nga, parang ang goal niya, gusto niya makabawi sa lahat ng members ng Bloodline. So like what he did on Monday kay Jey Uso. So goods naman siya kay Jey Uso. Sinabi naman niya na as long as hindi siya lalapit sa buong Bloodline he is good with the whole members of the bloodline. So, okay, Jey Uso in this case. Pero, good naman siya kay Jey Uso based on what happened on Raw. At least, earn lang, yun lang naman. So, he signed on SmackDown and he fucking RKO'd Nick Aldis, the GM of SmackDown. As expected, hindi na ako nagugulat sa mga ganito. Pero yes, sobrang fast-paced niya. Straightforward Randy Orton. Like, Aldis can take the fucking RKO really well. Better than the rest. That was amazing counter to the RKO if you ask me. And wow, I cannot wait to see how things will fold on this thing, on this stuff with WWE signing Randy exclusively to SmackDown and possibly CM Punk exclusive to Raw. Or currently free agent naman siya, no? Na ratings ratings mover CM Punk thing that they're doing here. But it's very understandable, no? Logic to logic lang naman yan. So SmackDown next week will be featuring CM Punk them. Ito yung sa tawag dito, tribute to the Troop special episode of SmackDown. But okay, I can give that one shot. Okay. So tuloy natin to. So obvious naman sa akin, sobrang over ni fucking LA Knight dito sa show na to. Like, parang sobrang random na mga pasok likely ni LA Knight. Sana magkaroon siya ng matinong moment soon. Hindi ko sinasabing WrestleMania, pero sana magkaroon siya ng matinong moment na magpop-up talaga tayong lahat kay LA Knight. Pero yun, overall, the SmackDown is okay. May continuity lang with Randy signing with SmackDown. Bayley being out of Damage Control, may continuity din doon, which is good. Then yung kay Paul Heyman, definitely. Tsaka yung kay Logan Paul announcing the tournament. Yun lang naman, yung medyo may development si WWE sa SmackDown so far. Like, aside kay CM Punk, wala naman na masyadong big deal sa SmackDown o sa Raw. Pero sige, pag-usapan na natin, isalangan natin yung mga nangyari sa Raw. Let's start with CM Punk. So CM Punk, kung ano yung sinabi niya? So he said that it looks like hell froze over. And that's a hockey reference. And di ko na-get kasi di ako hockey fan. So he has been changed. And he's finally home. And holy shit. That was amazing. He said his wife, AJ Lee, doing well. And sends her regards. And that he was welcomed back with open arms by almost everybody. Okay, so he said that his wife, AJ Lee, is doing well and sends her regards, and that he was welcomed back with open arms by almost everybody. Like, holy man, that was amazing. Ito sabihin ko lang, yung promo sobrang tame. Yes, sobrang straight up niya. Straight to the point, tame. Walang shoot sa AEW, which is not surprising. Hindi rin siya patama kay TK, hindi rin patama sa ibang company. Very straightforward. As in. This Raw, very straightforward talaga. Yung promo na to ni Punk, very straightforward. Pabitin din. So totoo lang, pabitin din. Marami pa tayong aabangan na Raw with CM Punk appearing more and yung possibly slowly storyline with Seth Rollins. Yun ang aabangan natin in the next couple of episodes ng Raw. Interesting siya kasi medyo slow burn pa. Hindi siya yung binibigla. Maganda siya kasi 2 months pa naman ng build of going to the Royal Rumble. So it's a good thing to me. And wala naman akong issue sa ginawa ni Punk ngayon na promo. Wala rin akong issue sa ginagawa ng WWE ngayon. May plan na naman ng kay Punk regardless on what he is getting o kung ano pa yung pwede mangyari sa kanya. Pero sobrang happy ako, like Orton, R-Truth, Punk returning. Yeah, it's just amazing. Just amazing. Holy shit. But okay. So overall, the promo is just impressive to me, and it's just amazing as fuck. Okay, continue natin yung mga nangyari, konti pa mga nangyari sa Raw. So mention ko na lang din na CM Punk's return was watched by a lot of fans na halos 30 million na ata as we speak. And to add din na sobrang nakaka-proud makita sa WWE social media platforms yung Tagalog commentary team natin na sila Sansi at si Carlo Pamintuan. Sobrang nakaka-proud pakinggan yung ating sariling wika sa WWE YouTube channel na hindi pa rin mapakipakita ng Disney Plus kasi po kayo ng ina nyo. Pero sobrang nakaka-proud pakinggan yung sarili nating wika. Yes, it's Taglish, pero sobra pa rin nakaka-proud pakinggan yung sarili nating wika sa WWE YouTube channel. Sana daw may English na, may Taglish na sa Disney Plus. Disney Plus, lagyan nyo ng Taglish, utang na loob. Dami nang nag-aantay sa Tagalog commentary sa Disney Plus. Yung Indonesia meron, sana PH din lagyan nila, utang na loob. Ayun. So, ito, pag-usapan natin yung promo ni Randy. So, he was interrupted by Rhea Ripley. Dito. He was interrupted here, pero like what I said, done deal na to with Jey Uso. Tapos na to. Pero, ewan ko din. Sige. Bigyan ko nga muna ng puntos ng mga bagong setup ng Raw, no? Yung promo na bago ni Raw, yung team muna, sige, bago yung promo. Yung team ng Raw, sobrang laki ng downgrade on the last song. Like, it's dumb. sobrang pangit as in. Pero itong promo, ang weird din kasi 1 hour na nga walang commercial, tapos parang puro promo pa yung first hour ng Raw. It feels not right. Sobrang promo-centric yung first hour ng Raw, and I didn't like the idea of that. That's for sure. Isa pang bagay na na-notice natin, si Jey Uso is in trouble last Sunday until this week. But okay. So here, continue natin. So we have a tag team turmoil here. So medyo tournament siya. The Creed Brothers won the tag team turmoil here. And sobrang ganda rin talaga ng move na to with basically ipakita yung promo ni Orton at saka yung buong tag team turmoil dito. It's just amazing, and it shows more na mapapakita nila na yung tag team division may pake sila. So it's all good to us. Yun. So yun. Si R-Truth, napakita ulit siya dito. Like, putang ina, that was amazing here. I could not to see more of R-Truth here. Although it's a mistake din sa akin na Ivy Nile is not wrestling. Sana mag-wrestle na ulit siya. I cannot wait to see more of Ivy Nile here. Okay. So, isa pang match na maganda dito. So, Ivar versus Bronson Reed. This match was amazing. Holy shit, man. This match is just amazing. Pero wow, I cannot wait to see more of both of them here on the bed. Okay, so Cody Rhodes announced his participation in the Royal Rumble match next year. Wala akong pake kasi siya rin naman yung mananalo. Ayun, so Shinsuke Nakamura attack Cody on this promo. So yeah, Red Mist. Yun lang. Pero this match was so fucking good here. Like, holy shit, it's just so good. Nakamura's promos in Japanese are just amazing. Sa totoo lang, sobrang ganda ng promo na to ni Nakamura. Sa totoo lang, one of the best promos to ni Nakamura. Kung ako yung susumahin dito no? Pero yun, ano pa ba? So we have a tag team titles match between Chelsea Green and Piper Niven versus Natalia and Tika Knox. Okay, yun lang. Yan lang, masyadong di naman interesting. Okay, so we have here Seth Rollins versus Jey Uso is set for next week's Raw. Yun lang, wala naman masyadong abangan sa dalawang to. Mag-set lang naman to sa appearance ni Drew. It will lead for a title match at the Royal Rumble. Yun lang sa akin. Wala naman ako masyadong abangan sa feud na to. Yun. Ano pa ba? Yun na, sinasabi ko na yung thought ko ha. At least medyo honest ako, straightforward din. Medyo slow burn din yung binibuild nila ngayon kay Seth being the next feud for CM Punk. Pero okay, I cannot wait to see more of that. Okay. Ano ba tuloy natin? So, main event of this week's Raw is basically Orton versus Dominic Mysterio. Like, wow! Dominic is just amazing. But okay, I understand. Si Dominic dito talaga po, man, he is may MVP talaga aside kay Christian Cage when it comes to being assholes, and it works more on both of them this year. So Dom and Christian talaga nagdidikitan talaga sila. Oo, legit. Yun lang naman sa akin for Raw. Wala naman tayo masyado pag-uusapan pa sa Raw. Let's go to NXT. So NXT, medyo nagra-wrap up na lang sila ng mga builds for next week's deadline. So pag-usapan natin yung deadline sa susunod na episode ng show. So ito, we have a title match. Tony D'Angelo and Stacks versus Angel Garza and Humberto Carrillo. This match that was a really good match. So totoo lang. Pero gusto ko na talaga makasama sila sa stable ni Santos Escobar sa main roster ngayon. Ready na sila makabalik ng main roster. I swear, yung gimmick nila ngayon, it works more na on them. So, that was a really good, fun stuff for both of them. I cannot wait to see more of Angel Garza and syempre kay Humberto Carrillo na rin. Yun. Marami pa tayong aabangan sa dalawang to, especially with them possibly joining Santos Escobar. Yun. So, Kiana James versus Kelani Jordan. Medyo nag-aabang ako. I'm really looking forward here for Kelani winning the whole thing. Itong buong tournament na to. Like, wow, holy man. I cannot wait to see more of Kelani Jordan here. Pero even though pansin din natin na medyo less appearances si Lola Vice, no? Lola Vice won the tournament na breakout, and sobrang bihira ko siya makita sa screen lately. Ewan ko bakit. Pero sana magkaroon din sila ng shot on Kelani here. I cannot wait to see more. Okay. So, si Kelani Jordan, siya yung first pick ko so far to win the breakout. Pero ito, gusto ko rin gawin sana nilang heel din si Roxanne. Sana abangan natin yung heel turn niya anytime soon. I cannot wait to see more here. Yun lang naman. Okay, ano pa ba? Katin ang pa ako. Bullshit. So we have here another Iber Survivor Challenge. So it's Braun Breaker versus Eddie Torpe. I admit this match is more on a one-sided match na na-focus din kay Braun Breaker. Yun, hindi naman siya ganong special, pero regarding on that was a thing na kailangan pa natin i-look forward. Okay, so here, Andre Chase addressed the investigation on Chase U on gambling and misuse of college funds. So the professor admitted all accusations were true and he was working to get the university out of debt. So maganda yung detailing nila sa maganda yung detailing nila so far with this storyline ni Andre Chase. This is definitely one of my favorite storylines right now in NXT. And I cannot wait to see how it evolves or how it expands or maybe kung paano ba siya matatapos. Marami pa tayong aabangan sa storyline na to. I cannot wait to see how Thea Hale will react more on this. Thea Hale is my MVP of Chase You, I swear to God. And mas gusto ko pa siyang magwala. Mas gusto ko pa siyang magwala sa screen kaysa magkaroon ng matches. Okay, so Nathan Fraser versus Ilya Dragunov, non-Tyro to. Pero okay, that was a really good match. I admit, sobrang solid din. Pero natatawa rin ako, Corbin appeared on the Titantron. Meron siyang ticket for Germany for the NXT Championship. They're going to have a match next week to deadline din, no? May match din sila next week. Yun lang naman. Then, ano pa bang pwede natin itignan pa? So, Lexis King versus Brooks Jensen. Wow. Bro, seryoso, yung itong ganap ngayon ni Lexis King is just amazing. Sa totoo lang. Medyo flat, may sa flatline pa siya sa akin. Pero marami pa tayong aabangan, panigurado on his end. Hindi pa ako masyadong nagsasara ng libro kay Lexis King. Pero gusto ko lang talaga mag-grow pa yung character niya. Mas gusto ko lang mas lumawak yung story sa kanya. I know this very being focused pa on him steering the pot of Josh and Briggs Jensen. Yun, ganun. Parang ganun yung sinaset up nila. But regardless, that was a really good thing here. Okay? So, isa pa. Last thing. So, Wesley versus Johnny Gargano versus Bronson Reed versus Cameron Grimes. It's a 4-way. If Wesley wins, he will get the title shot for Dom. Okay, that was a really good thing here. That was a really good match. Sobrang napakita natin na sobrang deserving ni Wesley makabalik sa top of NXT. That's amazing if you're going to ask me. Yung sa tingin ko kasi, iba yung impression ko talaga sa Black and Gold. Pero itong NXT na to, sobrang solid sa totoo lang. And Dom being an asshole, putting every barricade on Wesley, is just proving to us that he is a working heel. And sobrang nagwo-work siya as a heel. Yan ang totoo. I hate to say this, but it's true. And sobrang deserving niya sa totoo lang. Okay. So, yun lang naman. So, NXT was a solid one. Sobrang solid ng direction ng show na to. Itong episode na to, yun lang. So, medyo mas story-driven yung episode na to ng NXT. Yung next week sana, medyo mag-focus na sa mga parating na episode o sa mga parating na medyo nagfo-focus pa sa iba pang pagkakataon ng ibang episode. So, yun. Solid naman yung show na to overall. Marami lang talaga akong i-look forward pa na ibang bagay dito sa buong show na to. Pero yun lang naman. So aside from it, wala naman ng kailangan pag-usapan pa dito sa episode na to. Wala na rin akong kailangan i-tackle pa sa episode na to. At wala na rin akong kailangan pang i-mention sa episode na to. So yun lang naman. So guys, maraming salamat muna sa mga pupunta at sa mga nag-aabang ng MWF Noche Buena. Sana magkita-kita tayo doon. Putya. I-release ko na agad tong episode para makasabi ko na makita ko na kayo. See you soon. And yun lang naman. Sana paki-follow ng podcast sa lahat ng social media platforms. Facebook, X, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, at sa iba pang podcast platforms at the MTG Show Pod. Paki-follow na rin tayo sa Spotify, Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Deezer, and the rest of the podcast platforms. And on the podcast app, paki-follow na rin ng lahat ng ating mga social media platforms. If you want to support the show, please do so. Paki-follow naman ng lahat ng social media platforms natin dito sa podcast. And also, paki-subscribe na rin ng ating YouTube channel. So, it's youtube.com/@the-MTG-showpod for more content and yung mas kompletong content when it comes to our podcast. Also, paki-follow na rin tayo sa Patreon if you want to support the podcast on Patreon. Patreon.com/the-MTG-showpod. Yun. So, picks of the week natin. So, obviously, yung pick of the week ko is yung kina Swerve at saka Jay White from Dynamite at saka yung 4-way from NXT. North tuloy sasabihin ko. Also, pick of the week ko din yung buong IP, yung Impact episode this week. So, gusto niyo panoorin yung mga alaala ng Southpaw Regional Wrestling. I think Impact this week just presented us a solid episode like that. Sobrang solid ng episode ng Impact this week. And magugustuhan yon if na-appreciate nyo yung IPW, yung Southpaw Regional Wrestling. Ma-appreciate nyo yung Impact this week. Thanks to that. Yun. So, yun lang naman. Aside from the stuff na pinag-uusapan natin typically here on the show, wala naman kung kailangan pag-usapan pa sa ngayon. So kung gusto nyo sumuporta pa sa Bunk Collective, I hope you do so sa Bunk Collective. All of the Bunk shows, sana supportahan nyo yung buong Bunk Collective. Thank you very much them sa mga sumusuporta sa amin sa buong Bunk Collective. And sana patuloy nyo lang yan. Hindi kami magsasawang gumawa ng content para sa inyo. This week on The Kingdom, wala silang episode. Actually, nag-aantay ako sa Mama review nila. Pero so far, magbibigay muna ako ng thoughts bago tayo matapos, no? So, yung Mama, medyo di ko nagustuhan. So, habang wala pang thoughts si Yuki sa Mama, ako muna magbibigay ng thoughts ko sa Mama. Okay. So, I really love New Jeans winning the Daesang o yung pinakamataas na rewards or premyo sa Mama. I really love the idea of that. Sobrang deserving din ng New Jeans. Parang it's more on kasi they earned the shot even without earning it. Ganun yun yung way ko ng pag-term dito. They earned the shot because they deserve it. They earned it because they do so. Wala akong pakialam sa mga magsasabi ng otherwise yan. Although yung sa dance, no offense sa mga kaibigan kong Blinks, pero sorry guys, yung mga dancer na kalaban ni Jisoo sa buong lineup na yun, I think mas deserve pa nga ni Somi yun o kaya ni Cheon kung into dance talaga yung pag-uusapan dito. Pero popularity contest na lang din naman yung Mama. Parang iba rin naman yan. Parang election din naman yan. Ayun, Song of the Year, wala man ako debate kasi gusto ko yung dito. I really love dito. Gusto ko rin yung Queen card. Pero mas okay talaga yung dito regarding on that songs. Also, wala rin naman akong debate. Medyo nalulungkot lang ako kasi hindi nanalo Kiss of Life doon sa new girl artist. Oo, new girl artist. Medyo nalulungkot ako kasi hindi nanalo Kiss of Life. Although mas deserve talaga siya ng Kiss of Life. Kasi kita nyo naman mas aggressive. Sobrang underrated lang talaga ng Kiss of Life so far. I wish they can win more awards. Nalo sila sa MMA so they deserve it. Yun lang naman. Isa lang naman yun perspective on a wrestling fan perspective. Si Yuki naman at saka si Ingrid magre-release naman sila ng episode about Mama Awards 2023 at sa iba pang mga awards. Tsaka yung AAA pala. Next week na yung AAA. Yung Asia Awards. Ayun, yun lang naman sa akin. So kung may opinion kayo na pang Mama, kay Yuki nyo lang pakita to sa gwapong Mama. Yun. So yun lang naman dito sa The MT Show Podcast, sa Wrestling Podcast. At least for now. So, last thing na before we end the episode. So, announce na natin yung mga bagay-bagay na mangyayari in the next couple of weeks dito sa podcast. So, next week's show will be the predictions and review na din ng NXT Deadline. And then, Noche Buena, MWF Noche Buena, gagawa tayo ng review ng MWF Noche Buena. Syempre yung tier list natin for our podcast. Alam niyo naman yung pinapost ko sa Facebook lately na mga pay-per-view reviews. Ayun, continuity lang nun. And then, yung final episode of the year natin, which is the Bash Awards 2023. And yung major announcement I'm going to do really soon na marami kayong aabangan. Marami din na mag-aabang ito panigurado. So marami kayong aabangan dito sa podcast in the next couple of episodes, the next couple of weeks. For now, yun lang naman sa akin sa ngayon. Stay safe, stay reso sa mga pupunta ng MWF Noche Buena, sa mga nakapunta na probably after this recording. Ingat kayo. Good night. Have a great day. Stay safe as always. And see you on the next episode. Goodbye for now.